From the ashes of one great war, the world was plunged into an even greater conflict, a struggle that would engulf the globe and redefine human history. This is the story of World War II. It began on a crisp September morning in 1939. German forces stormed across the Polish border, unleashing a new form of warfare, the Blitzkrieg, or lightning war. Poland, caught between the German advance from the west and a Soviet invasion from the east, was swiftly overwhelmed. In response, Britain and France, bound by treaty to defend Poland, declared war on Germany. The world held its breath, but for several months, an eerie calm settled over Western Europe, a period dubbed the Phony War. That calm was shattered in the spring of 1940. Germany launched a stunning offensive, bypassing France's heavily fortified Maginot Line by invading through the Ardennes Forest. Denmark, Norway, the Netherlands, and Belgium fell in quick succession. British and French forces were pushed back to the beaches of Dunkirk, where a miraculous evacuation saved over 300,000 Allied soldiers. But it was not enough to save France. On June 22, 1940, with German troops marching through Paris, France surrendered. Britain, led by the defiant Winston Churchill, now stood alone against the might of the Axis powers. The war took a dramatic global turn in 1941. Having failed to break British resolve in the Battle of Britain, Hitler turned his attention eastward. In June, he launched Operation Barbarossa, a massive invasion of the Soviet Union. This treacherous act broke the non-aggression pact between Germany and the USSR, opening a vast and brutal Eastern Front that would become the deadliest theater of the entire war. Then, on December 7, 1941, the world shifted on its axis once more. The Empire of Japan, seeking to dominate the Pacific, launched a surprise attack on the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. The next day, President Franklin D. Roosevelt declared it a date which will live in infamy, and the United States officially entered the war, transforming the European conflict into a true world war. The years 1942 and 1943 marked the crucial turning points. In the Pacific, the tide began to shift at the Battle of Midway in June 1942. The U.S. Navy, having cracked Japanese naval codes, ambushed the Japanese fleet, sinking 4 of its aircraft carriers. This decisive victory crippled Japan's naval power and halted its eastward expansion. Meanwhile, on the brutal Eastern Front, the German Sixth Army was grinding its way into the city of Stalingrad. The battle became a symbol of Soviet resistance, fought street by street, house by house. The siege turned into a meat grinder for both sides. In the winter of 1943, a massive Soviet counter-offensive encircled the German forces, leading to their eventual surrender. The defeat at Stalingrad was a catastrophic blow to the German war machine, from which it would never fully recover. In North Africa, another key battle was underway. At El Alamein, British forces under General Bernard Montgomery decisively defeated General Erwin Rommel's Afrika Korps, halting the Axis advance toward the Suez Canal. This victory paved the way for Operation Torch, the Allied invasion of North Africa, which squeezed the remaining Axis forces into submission by May 1943. The Allies now had a springboard to invade Italy, the soft underbelly of Europe. With the Axis powers reeling on multiple fronts, 1944 became the year of the Great Allied Advance. The grandest and most complex amphibious invasion in history was set for June 6, D-Day. Under the command of General Dwight D. Eisenhower, over 150,000 Allied troops landed on the beaches of Normandy in France. Despite facing ferocious German resistance, they established a beachhead, pouring soldiers and supplies into Europe for the final push toward Germany. By August, the Allies had broken out of Normandy, and on August 25, Paris was liberated after 4 long years of occupation. The celebration in the streets of the French capital signaled that the end was in sight. The final year, 1945, brought the war to its devastating conclusion. On the Eastern Front, the Red Army pushed relentlessly toward Berlin, while Allied forces advanced from the west. As the Allies liberated territory, they uncovered the full, unimaginable horror of the Holocaust, the systematic murder of 6 million Jews and millions of others in concentration and extermination camp. As like Auschwitz, the world was confronted with an evil beyond comprehension. The final battle for Europe was fought in the ruins of Berlin. On April 30th, 1945, with Soviet soldiers just blocks from his bunker, Adolf Hitler took his own life. A week later, on May 8th, Germany officially surrendered. The war in Europe was over. But the fight in the Pacific raged on. The United States, facing the prospect of a bloody invasion of the Japanese mainland, made a fateful decision. On August 6th, an American B-29 bomber dropped an atomic bomb on the city of Hiroshima. 3 days later, a second bomb was dropped on Nagasaki. The devastation was unprecedented. Faced with this new, terrifying power, Emperor Hirohito announced Japan's unconditional surrender on August 15, 1945. The Second World War was finally over. The legacy of the war is immense and complex. It left an estimated 70 to 85 million people dead, reshaped borders, and destroyed empires. In its aftermath, the world sought to build a new order to prevent such a catastrophe from happening again. The United Nations was formed with the goal of fostering international cooperation and peace. Yet, the alliance that had defeated the Axis soon fractured. The ideological divide between the capitalist West, led by the United States, and the communist East, led by the Soviet Union, gave rise to a new kind of global struggle, the Cold War. World War II remains a monumental chapter in our collective story, a stark reminder of our capacity for both destruction and resilience, for profound hatred and incredible sacrifice. Studying its history is not just about remembering the past, but about understanding the world we live in today. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. If you found this documentary insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the events that shaped our world.